Well, this was a lot faster than Azami and Solace. It has just been announced that Tubarão is getting a nerf in Rainbow Six Siege. Now, I want to quickly say something. I see comments all the time how they would rather other operators get buffed rather than always nerfing operators. And I want to say, I agree with you. I definitely do agree that nerfs are less enjoyable than buffs. However, I will say in this situation, I do think Tubarão is a bit too strong. And the way they're toning him down, I 100% agree with. And he's still going to be extremely useful. Because in his current state, he makes hard breaching pretty much impossible. So yes, the Year 8 Season 4.2 patch notes have been revealed. A lot of it is pretty much the same thing which is currently on the test server, so I'm not really going to bore you with all that stuff. This is minus the shield rework. We knew the shield rework wasn't coming in this patch. I believe that's probably going to be at Year 9 Season 1. But other stuff such as Ace to Selma having a slightly longer fuse timer and the changes to Kaze's shotgun to make it a bit better, as well as the G36E getting more recoil for whatever reason, even though it's just as usable as before. That's all coming, but they've added something to this list, and that is of course this Tubarão nerf, which I'm about to explain to you. So the first thing they've done is simply removed one of his Zoto canisters. He now has 3 instead of 4. I think that's perfectly fine. You can still do a lot with 3 Zoto canisters, and 4 definitely was a bit overkill. And I can assume a lot of you guys are fine with that. You can probably understand this, makes a lot of sense and it's understandable, and you can still do a lot with 3 Zoto canisters. Now, this next change which has just came to Tubarão is major, and I think this is great, and it should have been like this since he launched, and that is the fact that he no longer has an effect on Maverick. Now, you may be sitting there thinking, hold up, Kudos, I thought you were telling us before Tubarão came out that Maverick was a direct counter. Well, he was advertised as one, and then when he came out, it turns out, oh wait, Tubarão does have an effect on Maverick. Because the wall is frozen, Maverick's blowtorch will still go through it, but there's a 1-second delay. This resulted in Mavericking a frozen wall being very tedious, clunky, and just didn't feel right. So they've just completely removed that. Maverick can now just go straight through a frozen wall like hot knife through butter. It should have been this way since the start. There shouldn't have been some silly 1-second delay. Yeah, I can see it as cool. Okay, the wall's frozen. It takes a little bit more of his canister to get through, but considering he already counters every other hard breacher, we may as well allow Maverick to have this one and give him some use. So Maverick mains and pretty much any attacker rejoice that Maverick is actually going to be a viable counter against Tubarão now, rather than just being tedious and clunky. And the final change they've done to Tubarão, and I'm going to read out a massive paragraph they said about all these changes in a second as well, so stay tuned for that. But what they've done is the electrical insulation effect has been extended by 1.5 seconds after the canister's destruction. So firstly, let me explain what the electrical insulation effect is. Let's say there's a bandit battery on a reinforced wall. If you place a Zoto canister and it touches that wall, it will freeze the wall and cancel out the electricity effect. That is electricity insulation. However, that insulation effect only ever lasted as long as the Zoto canister lasted. This meant if Thermite was breaching a wall, Tubarão froze it, and Bandit placed a bandit battery, the moment the Zoto canister ended, the electricity would instantly activate and destroy that gadget. A bit unfair. Well, they have now added a little grace period of 1.5 seconds. I've not tried this out, so I don't know if this is too little. I can't imagine it's too much. It's definitely a needed change. But what this means is there is now a time of 1.5 seconds between the Zoto canister being destroyed, and therefore the freezing effect ending, and the wall being re-electrified. So this means if you have a thermite charge which was literally on the brink of explosion and Tubarão freezes it, if Bandit then places his electricity on the wall, when that freezing period ends, Bandit's electricity will have to wait 1.5 seconds before it actually applies. That means the attacking gadget, if it's at the end of its detonation, will get the upper hand and beat that 1.5 second timer and explode, and therefore get the wall open. Like I said, I've not tried it, but I'd like to see how this plays out, and this is definitely a step in the right direction. And here's what Ubisoft have to say about these 3 changes. We've seen how Tubarão Zoto canisters can be used with great success during his time on the live server. Although we're still monitoring his position within the meta as the season progresses and players learn to play and counter him, we did want to quickly readjust an aspect of his ability following feedback we've received. Reducing the amount of Zoto canisters to 3 will mean players will need to use them more strategically throughout the round. The freezing effect will no longer cause any delay to Maverick's DIY blowtorch to better position him as a counter to Tubarão. The powerful synergy between Tubarão and ops like Bandit or Kaze is something we strongly believe in, as it's an integral part of what what makes Siege and its operators so interesting. That being said, we did observe that in his current state, those synergies left little room for counterplay from attackers. The electrical insulation on metal objects affected by the Zoto canisters previously lasted only as long as the canister was active on a surface. The added 1.5 seconds of electrical insulation allows attacking teams with strong coordination a chance to respond and forces the defender to be much more precise in the execution of their strategy if they want to succeed in denying the breach. So yes, this is giving a lot more room for attackers to work around Tubarão. Is it enough? I don't know yet. But this is great because that means any device which has less than 1.5 seconds of their detonation left is going to breach that wall and beat the electricity. And Maverick is a proper legitimate counter now, so I have way more desire to play him against Tubarão. And of course, Tubarão has lost a Zoto canister, which is just great overall. And to finish this video off, let's look at the operator ban rates and the win rate graph, which they have put alongside this document, because there's some interesting stuff here. Now, on attack on PC, there's a notable jump in operators such as Amaru, Finka, and Zofia in their win rate. I want to be like, oh, Zofia is relevant again. Yes, we needed Zofia back. She's so great. The actual answer here is that cheaters are just playing Finka, Zofia, and Amaru for LMGs, and then they're just auto-locking heads. It's purely so they don't have to reload and get caught off guard. So I hate to, I hate to be that negative, but this graph is a bit skewed because there's literally cheaters on the board. I think something quite interesting to notice is that RAM on PC is near perfect when it comes to pick rate and win rate. She's a bit higher on console when it comes to pick rate, but she's near perfect on PC. Sledge has fallen down quite far to almost a near perfect. So, you know, you do see memes about people saying nerf Sledge, but he is near perfect on PC. I can't really see him on the console one. I think he's bundled up with that group of operators at the bottom. But on PC, he's doing all right. Ashe and Iana way at the top of pick rates on PC, and on console, they're kind of up there as well. Ace just overtaking Iana quite a little bit. But it's just interesting to see operators such as Jackal, especially on console, being like the 4th most picked. Like, I think Jackal's great, but 4th most picked. Defenders are quite funny because on PC, Tachanka is off the graph, not because he's bad, but because he's better than everyone else. Now, the reason why he has a higher win rate than everyone else is because the cheaters are playing Tachanka and using his 2-shot LMG to just insta-kill everyone. So, you know, can't take much from this graph either. Yay, you know, cool PC graphs. We're getting so much insight into these operators. And Tachanka is kind of low on console as well. It's actually below Clash, which, like, I get why Clash is low. She's got her own playstyle. She's a unique operator. She does her job, but you need other operators to work off of her. So, of course, she's not going to have a high win rate. But Tachanka being this low is just bad because, like, he had a rework and everything, man. Like, what are they going to do with him? Also, Legion having the highest pick rate on PC. I saw that coming from a mile away. I don't know why they buffed Legion so much. Console, not really playing him as much. He is still up there, but PC really utilizing Legion. Legion. He's the best operator right now on defense, honestly. He's incredible, so I'm not surprised to see that. Taking a look at the ban rates for attack, console love banning Jackal for whatever reason. Console players, stop banning Jackal. Are you like, why are you banning Jackal so much? I mean, PC, he's the 3rd most banned, but Dokkaebi at the most banned attacker. You know, makes so much sense, I think. But 80%, over 80% of matches on console, people are banning Jackal. Absolute waste of a ban, guys. Come on. But Dokkaebi overtaking Thatcher is massive. I'm a Dokkaebi banner myself. She's insanely strong. So that's not surprising. Moving over to defenders, Kapkan most banned on console, joint with Fenrir actually, which is quite interesting. Fenrir is actually the most banned defender on PC. I wasn't expecting that, I won't lie. But yeah, Fenrir and Kapkan definitely up there in the top 3. Kaid making it into the top 3 on console, whereas on PC, the top 3 is actually Mira, so very interesting. So yes, be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about this Tubarão nerf. Really interested to hear your thoughts. Drop a like on this video if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you're new. Catch you later. I love you all. Stay safe. Peace.